Yeah, it's my video diaries, and as you can see, I'm on a hammock in the middle of the Amazon. Can't lie, this is an eye-opening experience. Um, like Iquitos is it's a crazy, it is a third world country. Like just looking how the roads are, how the people are, it's kind of it's nature that is dictating life here, and there's not a whole lot of electricity, which kind of is what runs the Western world really. No electricity, there's no power, there's no economy. But here they can make it work, and we had to make it. The way we got to the village here was we went by boat through the swamp, and then we had to jump out because it's so narrow, real narrow. And guy and dad, son and dad, are doing this big boat, and it's mental. Like, well, fair play to them. They absolutely impressed me how they managed to fit that huge boat through all this narrow. Well, it's the motorway basically. That's those are the main roads in. It's just all river. That's it. And so we put all our bags on one boat, and then we got onto another rickety boat, and that boat took all of our bags through, whilst we had to walk through the Amazon. And it really drills home like how much you need in life. Like everything which we had to eat for the week, we had to bring with us, and it really makes you think, man. We had like 5 bottles of water. We had 5 chickens. It's so I feel really bad for the chickens. Like they had their feet tied up. They're all put on a pole and then hung upside down, and they've travelled all the way here upside down. One of them's bleeding. It's really inhumane. But yeah, we had to carry that through the Amazon. Half-an-hour hike through the jungle. I'm sweating, absolutely sweating buckets, and yeah, there's no mosquitoes. It's low mosquito season, so that's the good plus. And yeah, man, we'll see how it goes. But I mean, Juan's house is it's beautiful. Like we've come in, there's just we met his dad straight away. He popped open the window, and it's just really unpredictable. Like it's really it's just it's weird saying it's out of my comfort zone because this just destroys the comfort zone. I don't know, but bro, it's hammock life. This hammock is the business. It's fucking lovely, and just the sounds. Yeah, I could get used to this life. Might retire here one day. Peru's got the kind of feel where like I could come here with 20 grand and just be like, yeah, I'll build an ayahuasca hotel, and it'll be, yeah, it might a future plan. Yeah, right, first night here, and yeah, the dream I had yesterday was crazy. I haven't even taken ayahuasca yet, and yeah, it's mental. So apparently, like straight away, bang, I got visited by this. I had a dream, vision. I would call it a dream. I don't think it's a vision, but this woman came and offered herself to me, and not like sexually or anything. It just that was the feeling, and I asked about that, and it turns out that it was Mother Ayahuasca. That was the mother spirit, and so I haven't even like taken anything, and already I'm, getting spoken to. And then there was this black snake, and yeah, it was what was it doing? It was, yeah, I don't know, it wasn't menacing, but like it was coming forward, and then I wanted to go round to the back of it for some reason, and I looked, and it was the size of a valley. Like it filled a valley. This black snake filled a valley, and then I heard a voice. I don't know. I woke up, and then in my hut, like it was mad. Like it was the most brutal rainstorm I've ever heard. Thunder, lightning, everything. It was mental. And then I could kind of, I thought something was running around my hut, like just running around, because there was little slits in the wood panels, and so you can kind of see. And so with all the lightning happening, yeah, that was a bit mad. And then I fell asleep again, and then I dreamt of a white snake this time, but it was a bit menacing. And so like I was right here in the compound, but the houses were different. They had like columns, and so the snake was coming into the house. I felt it was like it was trying to get me, but I had this idea where I was going to kick one of the columns out so it'd get squashed and so I'd kill it. But as I was going to do it, I just heard a mad voice just come out. I don't know what it said. I think it was a male voice. And then I woke up. And yeah, so I asked Juan, the shaman, about what does the white and black snake mean, represent. And so there's all cobwebs everywhere. And yeah, they're just guardians. Like the black boa, that's a good spirit, but he didn't really understand what the white snake meant. But that was like a bit menacing. So we'll have to find out. We're having our first ceremony tonight. The fact that I've had these dreams, these visions, is a good indicator that I will probably see something tonight. And yeah, just trying to, yeah, Juan, just the shaman's just telling some yeah, heavy stuff. Like it's just, we've been walking around the forest, like finding, he'll pick up a mushroom and say, yeah, this can cure breast cancer, and cut off a bark, and yeah, this bark will cure herpes. And it's mad. So he's all cooking up this brew of the ayahuasca. His sons are all involved. They're all helping keep the tradition alive. And yeah, it's we'll see what happens. And so I'm preparing for my first ceremony now, today, about 9 o'clock this evening. Gets dark quick here, like 6 o'clock. What's the time now? It's 3:30. I'm standing in the middle of the Amazon jungle, 3:30. And yeah, 6 o'clock is going to get dark. 9 o'clock we're going to do the ceremony. I've eaten, so I'm not going to eat any more today. And the shaman has said that I need to think of something that I want to ask the spirit to rectify, to sort out. I'm trying to think, like, what do I want to fix? And it's quite deep. Like, apparently this therapy, not not even operation, but just this ritual is, the more I'm finding out about it, it's some phenomenal stuff. Like really, the list it can cure. Like Dean's brother came in with a broken jaw, and he had to have it wired shut, and he fixed it. There's a woman who had cystic ovaries, and now she's having a baby in a couple months. There's another woman, treatment for she's having a problem with pregnancy. It's just a lot of like just quite complex stuff which Western medicine doesn't really understand, or thinks it understands. Just thinks it can just throw a whole heap of man-made produce at it and it will fix it. So yeah, I'm just trying to think about what I would want to fix. Alright, so yeah, first ayahuasca experience. It was mad. It was absolute. It's something that I wasn't expecting to be inducted into straight away. Like, first off, there's too many things to say. Like, there was a guy who was trying to get cured of Parkinson's disease. There was about about 4 or 6 people taking ceremonies there, taking ayahuasca, and yeah, it was just. So I had some visions. I had a vision of eyes. I just saw loads of eyes, not like a pair of eyes, just one eye, and then one of the eyes had teeth. And so I thought this was a good thing, because I was kind of asking the mother of ayahuasca to help me with inner confidence, to improve my my faith, and to have more faith in myself. And so I thought the teeth were a good thing. It's like kind of showing that I need to have more aggressive eyes, kind of thing. But Juan the shaman said, nah, that's your third eye. It's trying to get itself open, and the teeth is a bad thing, so we're going to work on getting the teeth gone. And yeah, that's all right, cool. I interpreted one way. He's kind of shown me a different way of thinking about it. So I'm gonna take that on board. I also had like some visions of my girlfriend Georgina come into my head there, which at first I thought was just like a me just thinking about her or missing her, but then it was kind of it might have some more relevance to it, and we'll see how the whole thing progresses. But the whole like ceremony was mad. So Juan the shaman, he was he was possessed by two spirits throughout the whole 6-hour ceremony. The first one was the mother of the jungle, who was asking about everyone's name and just asking what they're here for. And then the other voice, fuck, I'm standing on an anthill. The other voice came to cure this guy of his Parkinson's, and so he was like an old Indian, South American Indian entity, like he's from ages ago, who comes here to do good in the world and to help people. And it's just all in total darkness. The whole ceremony is in total darkness. And if the shaman was smoking mapacho, which was like a kind of a natural tobacco, and just saw the cherry just moving around in the darkness. And yeah, it was. He's a Christian mystic. So this is sometimes it can get pretty religious. I'm not an overtly religious person. I went to church and all that, but I don't really. I'm that way inclined, where I don't want to think about the main person, but I want to think about the message that the main person is trying to give out. So God, Allah, whoever, I just concentrate on the message and not on who's giving it. But yeah, this is just mad. Just being in this retreat, just we're in the shaman's house. Like his mum, wife cooks us food, and it's just makes like this fresh juice. It's just incredible, to be honest. Like such a community feel here, and yeah, it's sweating a little bit. It's a bit sweaty. A couple mosquitoes, but you can deal with it. Just the rewards are worth it, really. So we've got a couple more ceremonies. What about another 6? This was the door. So basically, ayahuasca is a door to the spirit world, and yeah. So the first time you take it, the shaman used it like an example of like meeting your first love. So the first time you take ayahuasca is you're holding hands. The second time you take it is you are kissing, and the third time you're just going at it. So it's going to get more intense, more deeper. I mean, the guy I was with, he was pretty intense. He was quite affected by it, and trying to resolve family unit issues, and he's looks like he's getting on his road to recovery here. And all in all, it's a pretty startling first experience. But we're here we've only been here for like 3 days, so there's a whole lot more things to come out from this. So yeah, just out in the jungle, smoking a mapacho, which is like it's a natural tobacco, which is tobacco. They treat tobacco differently out here. Like there's a tobacco spirit or like entity, and yeah, it acts as a kind of a conduit when they get when Juan the shaman gets possessed, and this just kind of helps with the the whole gateway thing of it. But yeah, second ceremony tonight. Yeah, should be cool. I don't really know what to expect. It's going to keep on going up in intensity. First one was pretty intense, so we've got another 6 more ceremonies. But yeah, man, the jungle is just like dense, very dense. So yeah, it's just I can't deal with the sweat, man. My phone's been playing up. It's another thing filming in this heat, man. This moisture. Like Dean's got a pair of clippers. I'm gonna end up shaving my head. My hair's gone. I'm coming back a bald man. So yeah, it's about to take the second ceremony. Been trying to think about why why I'm here. What am I taking ayahuasca for? How will it better me? Like, people are come here for all sorts of reasons, to fix their Parkinson's disease, or to become less selfish, or to not be addicted to smoking. It's even someone who's come here to get rid of their addiction to wanking, and I think it worked. But yeah, I kind of realised, I had a little epiphany today. More I've been speaking about things that have been going on in my life. It's like, I don't think I'm here for me in total. I kind of think I'm here to kind of help mend my missus, and it's becoming deep, like, with the whole where it was like this whole image of mental health. And yeah, it's not really, I'm seeing that it's not, the issues with my girlfriend aren't mental. It's spiritual. Like, the first ceremony we did, the first proper one, we did the introduction one, but the first proper one, there was a person there who had like really bad stomach problems, and like Juan sucked all the badness out of his stomach, and then, because it's all in pitch black, all he could see was the cherry of the mapacho just floating in the air. And then he did some horrible sounds, guttural sounds. He yacked it all up in a bucket. You couldn't see it, but you just heard it all. And he basically took the pain from that person onto himself. And there's other ones where, like, there's the interpreter with us. He went to a bad shaman. He drank a bad brew of ayahuasca, and he's having all these visions, and it feels like there's a snake, a black evil snake inside him, that's crawling in his stomach, and it's wrapping around his heart. And yeah, he's on the road to recovery. Like, he's kind of, it's hopeful, it's promising that, you know, there could be a cure for my girlfriend. So that's what I feel is my purpose for being here. Because I'm all right in the general sense speaking. Like, I had a nice upbringing, like nothing too traumatic, like just regular, like ups and downs. You know, I don't, you know, even he said that I'm in control of my material self. The shaman said that, and you know, that's relaxing, that's encouraging and soothing to hear. And so, yeah, that's what I'm going to concentrate on, my Mrs. Georgina, and trying to get her, just get this badness gone out of her properly. So I'm going to see if I can kind of have some kind of, these are all terminology, I don't even know what to say, but have something put inside me, so then when I go back and see her, I can help to battle her demons with her. Because she's got a battle as well. And not that she hasn't been battling, but it's got to go up a whole another level. If it's been yellow alert, we've got to go up to red alert. That's the urgency of it. That's the level of shit that we've got to dig out of her. So yeah, I'm gonna try and convince her to come March. It's mad, like, there's so many things happening here, and it's just making me think, fuck medication. Fuck all this aripiprazole, fuck all this asthma inhalers, fuck all of this shit, fuck aspirin, fuck paracetamol, fuck any type of painkiller, any type of cancer drug. Here, it's surrounded, this is the lungs of the world right here in the Amazon, and we're surrounded by natural medication. If I knew what these trees were, what they did, I know that some of these trees I'm standing right next to could cure certain things. There's a fucking tree that cures herpes. Come the fuck on. This is toy. It's not a big spliff, it's toy. It's a type of it's a herbal cigarette, which is basically, you don't need sleeping pills when you have this. It's a natural sleeping pill. I smoke this, I'm gonna go to sleep. I might have visions, but yeah, it's the good stuff. And my second ceremony tonight. Why? Yeah, a bit different, very different. There's a guy still trying to cure his Parkinson's. There's a woman there who's got a sister with cancer. She's trying to cure her. There's a guy there, the interpreter, who's been basically went to a bad shaman, and he got something bad put inside him. So he's just trying to work that out of him by doing all these ceremonies. And my friend was having quite a few, deep, like, family unit things still. And yeah, everyone in the ceremony was yakking. Everyone was vomiting, diarrhea, everything. Except for me. I didn't vomit. I didn't have any visions. And after all the Icaros had been sung, the shaman, I sat in front of the shaman, and he said that he didn't, the ayahuasca has gone inside me, and it's basically there to like give power and courage to and patience with my girlfriend Georgina. That's what I asked ayahuasca to do. The spirit of the jungle to help me fix was to have the strength and patience to help my girlfriend through her challenges, through her dark obstacles. Yeah, and it's deep, man. He just broke it down and said that her soul has been sacrificed. And she's told me about this. Never really said it in that kind of words to that effect, but just, I know who the person is. I know the person who sacrificed my girlfriend's soul. And yeah, so basically the spirit of the jungle, as the spirit masters, have taken away half of my power, half of my energies, and they've given it to her. They transferred half of my energies to her to give her and us enough strength to come back here again in February or March to undergo a spiritual operation. I won't be going for the operation, but I'll be there for support. But yeah, it's just mad. Spiritual operation. And yeah, so you'd said I'm gonna have 2 hours sleep tonight. I mean, I'm out in the Amazon jungle, 3 in the morning, maybe 4. I don't know, I'm not like worried. I know there's all predators, all types of snakes in the Amazon jungle. Like, I'm out here on my ones. I feel confident. Like I'm in charge of my material self, and my spiritual side is being reinforced, being strengthened. And it's just mad, like I didn't have anything. No, I'm gonna have visions tonight in my dream. If I just don't feel like sleepy. I feel drained, but I don't feel sleepy. So I've got a feeling I'm gonna be up for, me and Toy are gonna be up for a couple hours still. But yeah, it's a lot, man. I came here thinking that what could I rectify in myself, but yeah, I've got to strengthen my family unit, really. That's what appears to be like my objective, my mission here. I came here like not knowing what my mission was, but yeah, now it's been revealed. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna have a floral bath, and yeah, it's another form of cleansing. Yeah, looking forward to it. I'm gonna have another ceremony tomorrow before we go to Iquitos for the weekend and have a little break from the jungle and, you know, gather our thoughts and collect our energies and that. And yeah, it should be cool. Don't know. It's just mad, like you have to ask the spirits of the jungle, the spirit masters, for something. I just feel like I'm alright. Like I don't have mad issues to resolve. And there's so many other like issues and loads of different problems. I just feel like who am I to ask for more help? Like, I'm cool. There's a lot of people out there in the world who need a lot more. So then at the end of this trip, we'll see who we'll see how this has run its course. And another thing as well was that in front of my hut, there was this, the letter G, which is what I call my girlfriend, Georgina. Just the letter G on the floor. Fuck off, mosquito. Yeah. Doubly fuck off. Fuck off, mate. But yeah, this G means something, so I'm going to keep this. I'm going to stick it up on my fridge when I get home. Yeah, man. So yeah, the heat got a bit too much for me. I had to make it happen. Yeah. Wow. Sum up last night's ceremony. Wow. Ayahuasca's no joke, man. It's no fucking joke. I came here like not really knowing what to expect, and now I don't really know what to believe, really. I asked to see my future and if I was going in the right direction. I got quite a lot of fucking visions. But the last vision just made all of the other visions just not matter at all. So like, yeah, the first vision, I was in the back of a car, and the taxi driver, he leans over and he gives me a box. And inside the box is a beautiful gemstone. It's kind of like a sundial, like it's got all these kind of like circles going around it, and I hold up to the light, it starts glistening. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I get out of the taxi. I didn't rob it, but it's like I get out and I start running down the road, and then wow, that's a beautiful bird. And then I just, for some reason, I'm on the floor. I'm just looking at it, just in amazement. And then another vision. I see this big boat, huge white boat, swimming in a blue sea. There's nothing around for miles. It's just me, just floating up in the air, looking down on this boat. And then I see an image of my dad. And then I see a chessboard. And then I see a globe with a soldier on it, like you know, globe like that, and then just the soldier standing out like that big. Like, it's just unnatural. It's like General Patton. He's got a chest full of medals and he's saluting me. And what else? Oh yeah, and then I see a house. I see a big house. And then I see my son. looks just like me, playing a Game Boy. I see my missus as well, behind me. And yeah, it just looks happy. Happy family unit. In the next vision is my son is in a lake, and he's being dragged underneath it by the spirit who's in my girlfriend. There's a shadowy black figure that's dragging him down to the bottom, and then me and my girlfriend are just watching, helpless. And yeah, just go from that moment of pure ecstasy, seeing a vision of my son. I've never laughed and cried at the same time. And then that was probably the most happiest I've ever been. Right there, just a mad state of euphoria. And then for 2 seconds later, just to be like the most emotional I've ever been. It's just fucking mad. I mean, Juan gave his interpretation as like your future, your son is what you're after. That's your goal. Like, that's my future goal, is to have a son. And he's saying all the other material things are different. Like, they're not worth chasing. He said, I'm going to be like Noah. I'm going to help people, a lot of people. I'm going to be famous for helping people. I'm not after fame. This whole thing about don't be ambitious and these all material things, and don't chase them. I'm not listening to that interpretation. I'm going to be ambitious. I'm going to go for the material things. Not in a shallow sense of things, but what, am I going to just live in a hovel, in a hut for the rest of my life? Like, not that I live in a hut now, but we're only here once. And you can be nice to people, you can live a good, clean life, but you got to treat yourself, man. You got to reward yourself, because life can throw some obstacles, and yeah, you need to hit the bad with the good. So, as for me now, what that means in terms of my future plans, I guess I've got to go and find this person who did the ritual on my girlfriend and find out what he did. That's just mad. I never thought about that to anyone. My girlfriend might have a bad spirit inside her, and what, that can affect my unborn child? That's madness. This shit is enough to drive you insane, man. I'm cool, I'm clear, calm, collected, but I'm just emotionally shocked. This is just, wow. Euphoria to utter devastation. Let's hope the next one's not as bad. So yeah, I had my fourth ceremony yesterday, and yeah, it's increasing in the strength and the potency. But I mean, being really honest, if you think coming to Peru and taking ayahuasca, you're just gonna have visions about, Ren and Stimpy, or your favorite football team or Cartoon Network. Nah, you're gonna have images and visions revealed to you that maybe you hadn't thought about. Maybe it's deep in your subconscious. Maybe it's things that speak to you about what path you're going on, and if you're going in the right direction in life. And yeah, it's not a joke. So you when you take ayahuasca, you have to be mentally prepared. You have to be like, yeah, this is what I want to gain out of it, and it's not something to be taken lightly, to be honest, because it's appearing, it's revealing itself to be a very serious, very, very serious medicinal ritual, really. I mean, yesterday was the most dizzy and messed up I've felt, and everyone felt that. Everyone, there's less people this time. Like the guy with the Parkinson's, he's moved on, he's gone back to Lima. The woman is still undergoing a spiritual operation, but she's at the end of it, and she's constantly improving. Yeah, so it's just, I asked the spirits of the jungle to reveal themselves to me, and then I thought I'd be smart where like I wouldn't tell the shaman my visions. I would get him to, hopefully the spirits would expose themselves to him, and then he'd be able to tell me what visions and spirits were shown to me. Yeah, it didn't really work out like that. I'm slowly realizing that I need to have a lot of faith in Christ, in religion, in God, for this to kind of work. And that's something that I've been lacking for ages. You know, I went to a religious school. I came from a Spanish family upbringing, which were very heavy on the religious side of things. I always used to go to church whenever I went there, and yeah, I'm having a crisis of faith here. Like, because just to put it into perspective, I've always been searching for answers, always. Like, maybe being a bit too revealing of my life, but when I was 11 or 12, I slyly offered my soul to the devil when I was just midnight in my mum's house in Holly Park. I got no answer, but that's probably a good thing, right? But then I did a Ouija board by myself at midnight, probably about 10 years after that, when I was like 20 or something, on my own, and that moved. Surprisingly, I asked if there was any spirits in there, and it moved to no. Don't know what that meant, but you know, I stopped doing the Ouija board. I rang my mum, and as soon as she said hello in a groggy voice, my phone battery died. So yeah, there's a bit food for thought there. So yesterday I saw two. Fucking hell, there's one really persistent mosquito here. So yeah, I saw 3 visions yesterday. I saw a white woman's face with really hypnotic eyes. I saw a big gorilla, and then I saw a black panther climbing up a big tree branch. And so I asked the shaman if he could tell me what spirits I saw without without me telling him. And so there's the woman, right? I saw a woman with hypnotic eyes. He started talking about a man, the master of the jungle. So already that was, nah, that's not what I saw. They started talking about a tiger. I didn't see a tiger. And then he just kept on going on about God and having faith and being clear in my objective, and started going on about my girlfriend's soul again. I'm like, talking about something else here. Like, I'm talking about, like, I need proof that things are in this jungle, that there is a spirit thing. I mean, I want to be a believer. I'm open to this world. Like, I've done a lot of research into spirits, and you know, all types of rituals in, you know, Hawaii and Cuba and Congo and all that. And yeah, I just wanted proof. If I'm going to be here, if I'm going to be dedicating a bit of my life to making this retreat work, and to getting the message of the spirits, and bringing more people here to help them. You know, apparently I'm going to be famous for helping people, but for that to happen, I need to have some proof. I need to feel more like what I'm doing is not just a way to get more people into religion. So yeah, I kind of, maybe I'm being too logical about it. Maybe I was putting too much emphasis on have to find answers, and it has to be black or white. There can't be any middle ground or anything. And yeah, I don't know what I've been speaking to everyone, and I'm gonna go and meditate in a little bit. I'm not really the meditating type, but I just need to like clear my thoughts a little bit, because ayahuasca, like it's an emotional roller coaster. Like I've been kind of kicking off at a couple people here, just over silly things. Not mad kicking off, but just like, moaning at air clips for having his music a bit too loud, and it's just a bit. I had to just clear my brain a little bit, and yeah. I mean, how can I not clear my brain? I'm here in the middle of this beautiful nature. Wow, even though now it sounds a bit mad. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I do need to kind of see a sign. I mean, everyone else has seen signs, felt stuff, and there's me here who's been searching for these answers my whole life, and I'm supposed to be here in the place where it's the best chance for me to find these answers, and I'm not finding any straight away. So yeah, tonight's ceremony will be an interesting one, and then tomorrow we're gonna go and have a tribe, the Jaguar tribe, come and visit us and have some thoughts, because like my vision is the woman with the hypnotic eyes and the gorilla and then the Black Panther. Like a lot of people say this is the spirit world, and this isn't hallucinogenics, and it isn't your subconscious, but a woman with hypnotic eyes, a gorilla and a Black Panther. But I watched the Jungle Book 2 days ago. The snake in that has hypnotic eyes. There is a Black Panther in the Jungle Book, and then there's the gorilla. Maybe it was a mix between the bear and then the orangutan, the king orangutan in the film. So that's a bit of proof that it is in my subconscious. And like Air Clips, my mate, he had a vision about he was in this open field, and we were all there, but we were dressed as Indians, and he was on fire. That's what we're doing tomorrow. We're going to an open field with a tribe, dressed like an Indian tribe, and a South American Indian tribe. And it's not exactly cold here, I'm sweating, so the whole thoughts of him being on fire was going to be to do with the temperature, the climate. Well, I feel like I'm on fire. I'm going to go have a shower straight away, like right now. So I see a lot of things leaning towards the fact that it's hallucinogenic and it plays with your subconscious thoughts. I'm a logical thinker, so that's one point to the hallucinogenic subconscious argument. I need a little equalizer for the spiritual one. That's what I'd like to gain before I leave here. Just a little equalizer to make me not entirely sure, not entirely like certain, but not entirely skeptical about what I'm experiencing over here, because this is it is quite otherworldly, man. I mean, just this drink ayahuasca, I wasn't prepared for how fucking vile it is. It is a disgusting drink. I had one cup yesterday, and I was having like almost like seizures because it was so disgusting. Like I was like, bro, I can't, even thinking about it made me just wanna just be sick. And then I had another cup, and then my body rejected that straight away. And then everyone else was sick, and I was sick right at the end, right before I went to bed, which was made for a very... everything had energy lines. When I was going to bed, my head was spinning. It was the most weirdest I've felt since taking it, definitely. And everyone felt the same way. So yeah, today should be an experience still. But hopefully this journey continues to give out answers. Whew. This heat is relentless. So yeah, I had the 5th ceremony yesterday, and boy, yeah, that was a powerful one, in the sense of I felt really powerful in there. I was kind of making up for the 4th ceremony, because that was maybe I was being too logical. Maybe I was, I don't know, maybe asking a bit too much to be shown these spirits. I guess I just had to kind of, I don't know, get my head lost in the whole jungle kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know, like, it was powerful. My visions, I had loads of visions. I had about 15 visions. I spent about an hour explaining them all. And it started off with a car driving in an empty desert. And I was high above it. I had like an aerial view. And then there was a guy driving, and he had sunglasses on. He was smoking. And then yeah, quite a lot of. I could sense that all the animals in the jungle were scared of me. Like, I saw a snake, I saw an owl, I saw a yellow-eyed wolf who was like all in defense mode, and he was just snarling, and he attacked, and that's when that vision ended. And then I saw this snake, and it was swimming in the water, and then it rose up out of the water, and then nearly the whole of its body was out of the water, and then it turned into a branch. And then I came past it, and I grabbed the branch and I broke it. I carried on a bit, then I turned back, and then I stamped that branch to shit. I kept on stamping on it, jumping on it so hard that I broke the floor, and I went down to the other level, like the underground. And as soon as I got there, I just felt like the Wolverine out of X-Men. I was just furious. I was a beast. I was powerful. I was strong. And yeah, all the animals were scared of me, and I could see like they were all plotting. There was an owl with glasses on, and there's all these animals around in a circle, and they were discussing me. And I was like a little bit further back, and I was just watching them, and I know that they could feel that I was watching them. And then I saw an image of my dad, and he was on the phone, and then he was just sorting out business, and then he looked at me, he smiled, and then he just did like the little gun finger at me, which it doesn't really normally do that. It's not like his little catchphrase or anything. And then I saw an old man in a hospital bed, and I didn't feel like it was my dad or anything, because Dean he had a premonition that someone would die on a trip like a couple years ago, and he saw two deaths when he was here, and he saw them happen before they happened. So I got a bit worried, because I saw this guy in a hospital bed clapping along to the Icaro song, and then it kind of did a 360 thing into a tombstone, and yeah, that was. Yeah, I was a bit concerned about that, but it didn't turn out to be. Just said I have to be like a tomb at the moment. I have to be like as strong as a tomb. And then yeah, then I had a vision where it was the big battle, like all the animals of the forest versus me, and they were all running towards me, and I beat the crap out of them. I destroyed them all, killed them all. I was the only one standing. It's just a really powerful vision. I just felt strong, like, and Juan, the shaman, has interpreted that as like my third eye is opening, my spirit is strong. Because I thought it was out of frustration. I thought, I didn't see anything. The spirit jungles didn't show anything to me, so that was me destroying them all. But it wasn't the spirit jungle animals. It was all the negativity in my life that I was destroying. And then yeah, then the last vision I had was it's like someone threw my son off a mountain, and he was falling, and so I jumped off the mountain, and we were both falling through the air, and then I caught him, and I saved him, and yeah, we were both just falling, like both just looking at each other, smiling, and we didn't care that we were falling. I don't know if we were falling to our deaths or whatever, but we were together. So yeah, that felt good. That felt good, I can't lie. And yeah, like, I just went on for ages, just all this vision after vision. I even forgot a couple. Like, there's one when I'm in a canoe and I'm down this really narrow cave, and there's light at the end of it. And yeah, there was just a lot, man. So I don't really know what to think this is. I don't really know what ayahuasca is, but like it just helps with your soul. It helps with your character. It's kind of give me good vibes, and yeah, I just feel more powerful. I feel like more sure of myself. I feel more spiritually reinforced, and yeah, we got 2 more ceremonies left, and they said by the end of it, my third eye will open. So hopefully this scar there doesn't doesn't block anything or anything. Maybe I'm gonna have like some slanted middle eye, third eye. But yeah, we'll see, man. I mean, this is right in the jungle, baby. Good vibes, definitely good vibes. Alright, so yeah, had my 6th ceremony yesterday. Yeah, it's definitely like the most visually stimulating one. Like, it's very abstract. Like, Dali would have been proud, very proud. And so the first one I saw, first vision I had was of a large clearing where there was a battle-scarred wolf, and it was on a standoff. I had my big machete in my hand, and he was all covered in blood and scars, and he was just looking at me just like proper defensive. And then I saw blood dripping onto a leaf. Just the blood, close up of blood dripping onto a leaf. And so Juan the shaman explained that it wasn't if it wasn't my blood and I didn't see where it was coming from, then it was a sign of triumph. Like I'd achieved some success. And then yeah, this is the mad one. So I'm a monkey. I'm climbing up a tree, and I'm following this other monkey, and he's like waving at me, yeah, come. And then we're going there, and then I'm down on the floor, on the earth, on the dirt, and there's monkeys all over the trees. The whole trees are just covered with monkeys going somewhere. And then I see a reflection of my eye, and there's a big wall in my eye, a big massive barrier wall in my eye. And then a snake comes out. There's a lot of snakes that come out of me, and I always end up grabbing them by the necks. But I grab it by the neck, and then loads of ants come out of its mouth all over my arm. And very, very, very abstract. And then another one, I see like this black snake. It comes and it consumes me whole. And like when I'm standing up, and yeah, it's just like I'm not scared. I'm not concerned about being eaten. I'm just meditating inside of this big snake. And then there's loads of birds. I have a vision that there's loads of birds that just fill the sky, just fill it completely. And then they come together and form a hurricane. And yeah, that was pretty fun, man. Like, it's kind of like the animals are they're used to me now. Like I'm not becoming an animal, but like I'm not even being accepted by them. But it's yeah, we're kind of clicking. And then yeah, then I see this close up of this monkey's eye. So like the monkey's lying on his back. Well, you can't see that, but I'm just showing the position of the eye is looking upwards, and then it breaks in half, and then there's the pupil drops out of the eye. So there's a big gap in the eye, and then the pupil drops out of it, and then it's replaced by the world. And so I've got the monkey in my hands, and basically I just bite into it. I rip it to shreds with my teeth. I'm covered in blood, and yeah, that's pretty graphic, pretty damn graphic. And then yeah, the last one is like I'm flying over the retreat here, and I can't tell what bird it is. It's quite dark, and then I land at the hut that I'm staying at, and I'm a stork, and so I get really happy because you know that's the symbol of like storks bring babies, and they also bring messages. So that was a good feeling. And so I think most of these things were to do with just just my negativity, really, just getting rid of my negativity, and not to fall into temptation like all the monkeys. And yeah, I think there was like a monkey was trying to show me his hands. They're like really detailed designs on them, and in the middle of his palms were eyes. So he jumped on my shoulders and he was really trying to show me the designs on his hands. But I think like I wasn't really that interested. So yeah, nice. It's cool. This is really like stimulating, and just as a creative, this is like, yeah, my mind's blowing up with all types of just images, really. And yeah, so we've got our last ceremony tomorrow. It's gonna be a shame to leave this jungle, you know. Like, it's a real, yeah. I've just kind of got, I just not felt at home, but it's the next best thing after feeling at home. Because out here I can just do whatever I want, man, within limits. Obviously, I can't go and have a drink or go out and listen to some bashment music, but yeah, I can just go out into the jungle. I can see beautiful butterflies, and yeah, it's just sly little paradise here. It's a shame to see it go. Hopefully, I'll come back here again. But yeah, this is it's definitely been an unforgettable experience so far. Yeah, it's bacon. We're in Iquitos now. We've left the jungle, and yeah, what an experience, man! Like, 2 weeks was a lot. Like, without Western influence, it was, yeah, it's a beautiful thing to experience, man. And yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's needed. Like, with the last ceremony, Dean, the organizer, said it's going to be quite an emotional one, and you know, you're going to leave kind of feeling happy. But for me, I saw quite a bit of death in there, and it had some quite negative aspects to it, but some positive ones as well. Like, the first vision I had was of a van driving down a desert road at night, a lonely, long desert road, and I kind of see a lot of that in my visions. So that was like a metaphor for a life journey, a life path, you know, a mission that I'm on beginning or on in the middle of. And this van driving down this empty desert road, and there was a kid, a boy in a cage, and so the shaman told me the interpretation of that, which was that I am going to, that's my child in the cage, and I'm the van, and the cage is like a form of protection. So I'm like, okay, that's, you know, if I hadn't have had that interpreted, I would have thought, well, I'm going to be like some child kidnapper or something. But nah, it was alright, it's all good. And then the other one I saw after that. This is all before vomiting. Like, I had these visions before vomiting, so that was pretty, you know, unusual for me. I always had them after I vomited. But this was a big black gorilla looking through a bullet hole in a window, looking at me. And this was like evil temptations, that people gonna be looking at me with evil eyes at what I do. So you know, I'm wary of that. And yeah, there's quite a lot of Apache Indian references as well. Like, I had this Apache Indian chief on a mountainside, just looking out over vast lands. And so that was I was like, that's to show like I've got that's my future ahead of me, really, a vast, long future. So that was cool. And then I had another vision of the same chief, but he's passing me a peace pipe in his teepee. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that's a good offering. But then I saw a couple other things, like a pirate, and he's on a boat, a pirate in front of a boat, and he's trying to sell me like the idea of going on this boat. But it's just a lot of people offering me stuff. It was all kind of blurry, but that was like, don't give in to temptation kind of thing. And yeah, it's pretty different. And then I had this quick little vision of me swimming with crocodiles, like in the dark, murky water. I was just cool. I was just swimming with these crocodiles, and I just felt part of the croc gang. That was a bit of I don't know. I just felt like I just felt a bit more at one with the animals after I like kind of butchered them all. It was yeah, and like I saw my own eye, and then that kind of transformed into a snake's eye. Like the pupil got all thin, and yeah, I was just turning more animalistic, and like I saw this flower growing in front of me, a beautiful big flower, and it's growing, and I grabbed it by its stalk, and I was thinking, should I break it? Like this was me beginning to control my visions, and so I thought, nah, let me let it grow, and then it's growing, growing, growing. It grew up to the sky, and then I was proud. I stood back, I had my hands on my waist. I was like, yeah, I was, I'm proud of that. I didn't break it, but then I see it going all the way up to heaven, like to the skies, and to symbolize like death, like end of life. And I was like, nah, I'm not ready to die. I don't want to die. And then I had this other vision where I'm I'm sinking in black water, and it's kind of like I am ready to die. I'm giving up on life. I'm not giving up, but I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm ready to die. Like I've done everything I wanted to do. And I'm sinking, but then I think, no, I want to live. So I'm struggling to swim up to the top. I'm swimming, but then I can't break the surface. I'm just there. It's kind of like the surface is frozen. It's not frozen, but I just can't break it. And yeah, that was a that was a bit mad. And then the other one I was flying. I was flying through the air. I was doing twists and everything. And bruv, the feeling, the sensation of flying is amazing. I love it. I was just flying over the trees and doing the loops, and then I just flew down into the earth. Like I burrowed deep into the ground. There was like a drill. I was like, I was still like a human form, and then I came out of the earth, and I'm on a horse, and I'm riding, and then I look to the left and right, and I'm surrounded by Apaches, and it's beef, it's battle. We're going forward, and we're heading towards this floating land. This land that's just floating. You can see underneath it dirt. It's kind of like the one of the Terry Pratchett Discworld things, and yeah, it was just really like, it just felt good. Like, it felt powerful, and yeah, it was something. Bro, I just love flying. Really, I've found out I love flying, and my last vision was of there was a coffin, an old man in a coffin being lowered into a grave, into a cemetery, and there's all people around him, and then I see my mum and dad, and my dad's just watching onwards, and then my mum is crying on his shoulder, and so Juan the shaman interpreted that as I need to look after my mum more, like she's feeling a bit fragile, like I need to give her calcium for her bones, and yeah, I do feel I need to look after my mum a bit more, because yeah, like with the whole spirituality, is this spirits telling this? Is it part of my deep subconscious? I would say it is part of my subconscious, the deep like chambers of my mind. Ayahuasca helps bring out all these deep things that you hadn't even realized were important to your material self. But when he starts talking about health issues, that's when you gotta listen and take notice, because like Dean Organizer, like his stepdad had was having problems. He didn't know what it was. He hadn't gone to the doctor yet. Juan broke it down as he's got problems with two arteries that connect to his heart, and the one that connects to his brain is the problematic one. And so, like literally today, he said, yeah, he went for the appointment, and that's exactly what they said. So Juan said what the doctors were going to say in the future. So by him saying that my mum's needs strengthening her bones, I'm on it. I'm looking up all types of natural things that are full of calcium. Like, it's no point all this medication or just drinking milk. That's bullshit. But just gonna find some other forms of calcium, and yeah. So what have I taken from this ayahuasca trip? I need to be more watchful of my girlfriend, my partner, and try and help her out with her her issues. I guess I really want a son. I really want to begin a family, and I need to look after my mum a bit more. So yeah, these are the things that I'm gonna take on board. I mean, I feel powerful. I feel like I've been spiritually protected by the shaman, so I'm ready. So even like when we were in Iquitos, like it's in the market, it's deep. Like the the market traders all trying to suss us out. Like, well, you staying over in that hotel there, and that hotel happened to be the most expensive one. And so trying to find out how much money we had, and I don't know why people are bang on taking photos here. Like sneaky, like the woman, one of the workers there sat down. Like we asked to give us free drinks, gave us one, sat down, was playing with her phone, and then told her for the other one, can you bring the other drinks? She put her phone down, and I saw that it was ready to take pictures. And then just it's just so deep. There's a lot of bad shamans here, and when you like, I didn't know that you could have a bad thing. Like we're in this hotel here, and there's spirits in this hotel. Like the people have got a Bible open at the front door, and then they burn this thing called basanga in each room to ward off spirits. But people who come here, they have taken bad ayahuasca with bad-minded shamans. I had deep things. I've spent the whole of last night feeling like I was being persecuted for accidentally killing this woman. I didn't kill her, but I felt like I was being chased. Like I was being the police. Like it was. Imagine a whole university full of police were on the run for me, were looking for me. And a couple mates from my school were there. There's all like hair fibers in the broom, and I thought that was going to be evidence that was going to put me away. And the two, like Dean and Air Clips, they both had mad visions that kept them up all night, and this just wow. Like I've left here thinking I just don't know what to believe. Like, is ayahuasca a medicine? Is it a spiritual door? Is it something that unlocks your subconscious and allows you to fully understand who you are? It could be all of the above. Really, it could be all of those things. I'm not sure at all. All I know is that I had these visions, and it's told me stuff about myself, and I feel better for it. And it's definitely a worthy experience to try and to experience. And I mean, I'm not even trying to sell my friend's business to you, but it's vital that you do not go to a bad shaman and get bad ayahuasca, or else you will have a bad life. Like there's some people who have come, like when my mate Dean went here, like there's some people that went with him, and they went to a bad place, and they're still suffering the consequences of the ayahuasca that they took 5 years ago. So it's just got to be really careful out here. Like Dean's company, Divine Steps, it's a Christian mystic. They want to heal, they want to help people, and I've left here with nothing but good in my heart. I feel liberated, I feel spiritually connected, I feel mentally empowered, I feel just like, yeah, nothing can stop me really. And these visions, they're just amazing. And so when I go home, like my third eye is open, my pineal gland is open, I'm gonna have more vivid dreams. Like each time I'm gonna go to sleep, it's gonna be like a film. And for a creative like me, a creative director like me, and this is gonna be like gold dust. I'm gonna be filled with all types of creative plots and schemes and plot lines. So for me, this experience has been super beneficial, madly just interesting, and it's just controversial. I just don't know what it is that I underwent, but I feel so good about it. And I'm probably going to return in February and do it all over again, because it's like I took 7 ceremonies. The first time is like kind of an initiation, the second time is like kind of a medicinal, and then the third time, that's when like you can see your future, you can see the past, you can see all types of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But if you're really interested in seeing what it's all about, there's going to be a documentary that's going to come out soon, and then there's going to be a whole fundraising campaign from my friend's company, Divine Steps, and it's just going to be yeah, it's going to be on the rise, and this is 100% certified to be, like, this is done by good people. Like, you're in the shaman's house, he's got his 6 kids, his mum and dad there. There's not an evil bit in his body. It's all good intentions, and it's just, that's rare, and we were extremely lucky to have our first ayahuasca experience with a good minded, caring, considerate shaman. So yeah, I can't even thank Juan and Dean enough for this experience. It's been emotional, and yeah, I'd recommend it to anyone out there.